And action. Bitcoin is in action, and my bot is watching it. And on its own past, like historical price, these lines are created by Brain.js. But then we, how to say, we take the price. I take these, like for example, let's say this is the blue line is the high. It's an average with the real high of the moment. Like right now, here would be like high price with predicted AI price, right? It's they're added together to create this value here. So where does the high price come from? Well, this line here, predicted high, is created by the bot. We can actually go right into the tools. It actually kicks back my, what I could do is restart it. Pretty simple. Uh, Insert data without nothing in it. Just go, that starts the interval. And to see the data right away, there, boom. Brain.js just calculated everything. And we are starting over. And that's how it goes. And in here, we can see pretty much all the data. We can go check the brain training array, open price. See, we can go see exactly how it's was using to train the input that it's using and the output that it's using. And the output is like you can consider the output like a target. You know, it aims with this data. It tries to find this target, and if it misses, it checks itself and uses a bias to readjust and does iteration to adjust to get a good target. So it learns, it's force trained. There's no time steps to this brain yet. I'm just that's another for another day, and it will become soon another day. But just getting, I gotta. There's a lot of data. I'm just gotta stabilize these data. Sometimes, I know if nobody wants to hear about this stuff, that's okay because it's a bit of a. I try to keep it simple and colorful. The brain is in color, and the real data is going to be gray and black. So when you see black, well, that's the real price, and everything else is the brain. And if I add any other price, I'll make it black or gray. So, um, so I started another one, and it's about the same thing. I'm going to shut this so you can see the blue and the red. Bitcoin open price. The red is the open price over the close, and ETA is same thing, red over blue, and Ether is blue over red. And now they're all the same. See, so the market is, excuse me, when the tide rise, all ship rise, right? So who's the weak one? Who's the strong one? Well, I could detect. Look at this. At which level that they are at from their highs. I can measure other things in this graph, like distance between here and here. Between here and here, same. I can measure these distances here and here, here and here, and I can go from one coin to another and measure that same spot. and agglomerate this data, right? Create another graph. Use it to put in back into the brains. It's not an ending job now. So topic is on for any question, any idea, any direction that one person would like to go in questioning the market. Just let me know what kind of question you want from the market, and I'll find a way to bring the math to it. Using the ground floor, like the AI as a ground floor, as a mediator, like as a center eye. I use the eye to look at one stock to another, to another, to another, just like I use a moving average to look at one stock from another to another to another. So, yeah, maybe I'm losing everybody. But, anyways, we want to know which horse is the strongest, right? Well, Ada just look at that. Ether went over its own average. That's the proof, man. And Bitcoin did not go over its own meteor according to the bot's average. And they're both have the same amount of data. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we'd have to measure in percentage who's the strongest, who's the weakest. Now this one here probably looked like it didn't. Sometimes the graph, you got to really look at the numbers to make sure, because the graph might. But it's right now, that one's over. The blue is over the hard blue, and those two are above the orange, and so on. And I'm watching it in 3 and 1 here. So as you can see, they're crossing over, and so price is moving according to that. And so with Bitcoin price, is it going over the center line of the bot? This is the center line of the AI here, and the center is here, and Ether went. This is Ether. Yeah, Ether went above its mediator line, and same with EDA. EDA went over, so Bitcoin's going to do the same thing. Where is it? Where did it go? Where's my Bitcoin? There it is. And there, it's over now. They're all doing the same thing, the market, right? But they do have okay, it looks like Ether is clipping faster. He's going over. He's going to follow probably, because yeah. But they do have tiny differences, barely any, but they have to have differences because they have different percentage of gain and loss, right? So you have to find the scope in between, okay? Yeah. So who's the strongest and the weakest? But who's showing strength and who's showing weakness? So Bitcoin seems to see, that's the top right. His blue line is right above. How about this guy? His blue line. See, blue line just went down twice. What I can do is just see if I have an immediate path. Let's see what happens. There we go, the same thing. Do that. Immediate shot, just to make it follow through. Yeah. And let's see, Ether is crossing back down below. You can do an immediate shot. Bang. What does that look like? Same thing. So the snake, okay? You look, the strength. Oh, so they do have differences, and it would be better if I had a bot like that does that, like does capitulation of these numbers, what crosses through what, instead of just watching it. But it's by watching it, that's how I come to ask myself more questions, and I try to like automate my questions so I don't have to always look at it. But it's that's what I find intriguing to do. It's just hobbyist, but yeah, there will be like there's some obvious triggers that it offers for sure. You know, uh, where's the blue and red line? You know, in between the high, like if it's all according to its high, it's high, low, open and close, right? High and low, open and close. So, and it's their its own past data. So all the bot is saying it's using its past data to create a roadmap in front of it, and then says, well, now we're rolling over it again with the real actual market, and the market says, well, I'm over it or I'm under it, right? So now it's like if you look at Bitcoin here, his open and his the bot's like past data market open. You would figure that should be here, but now the market's here, so that's strength. Wouldn't it be? And or weakness, you know. The black lines that it is open. It doesn't. I don't have any line for the high close. I should, but this one only has open, so you can only sort of look at it with the red. And another thing would be that red is with red, blue is with blue. Okay, blue with hard blue, light blue with light blue, yellow and yellow for the low, and yeah. So this is an update from another video I did. I'm using Binance now. The hookup is a bit different. The brain is pretty much the same. We're looking at data. All right. Action. Bitcoin. Let's go to the top here. Boom. Um, let's take a few minutes. Initializing for a new neural network instance. So as you can see, I got 4 brains. Okay, 4 instances. One for the open, one for the high, one for the low, and one for the close. I'm asking 4 data piece. And if I come down, whoop, right here at the end of the brain, end of the neural network, this is the major result that I'm looking at. Open brain result, high brain result, low brain result, and closed brain result. Right? I initialize them right here. Right here, sorry. And that's what those are the main uh, data piece that the brain is doing. So these 4 main pieces are the 4 main lines in over here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Red, blue, open, close, high and low. And I initialize some arrays for the Axio function here. So Axio, this is where you change the token right over here. I'm using USDT, and it's anyone could change it. You don't need API key here, not for this call. For the key line, we're not doing any like transactions or we're sending transactions. We're just doing a call, so we don't need it. It's public, like the price of Bitcoin and tokens in the market are public, so you don't need an API key. And Binance makes it easy to access. Continue on, and such and such. I do a lot of things. When I built it, I had to put a lot of console out there just to recheck if my values, I'm calculating it right or not, the mistakes I was doing. Okay, so here I'm going to just go over the normalizing the data again. I repeat this, but this is where pretty important and where you can use your tokens. All you got to do here, we're talking about EDA, so that's Cardona, and we're talking about $1 US, right? So what did I do here for $1? I multiplied it by 0.1 to bring that $1 under the zero, right? I just right under the zero. And if it was Bitcoin, which is at 50,000, I would be like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for Bitcoin, which is 50,000. And for Ether, it would be, we're in the 3,000. So I do this to bring it right under the zero for Ether, $3,000, right? And if I was talking about, let's say Dogecoin, where's Dogecoin? I'd have to go see where Dogecoin is. Let's say Dogecoin was like something like 0.004. Okay. Well, I want to bring that 4 to the zero. I want to bring it up. So I'd have to go like this, like this, divide it, and add 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Just make sure I don't want to make it go over. So right under 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Divide it like that, and it would end up, that 4 has to be pushed 3 times. So the 4 would end up here. All right. Because I want the 4 to come here. Right? And then it runs in its brain. And then when it comes back out, I would have to do the opposite. So that's for Dogecoin. For a coin that would be like way down under the digital, like to bring it back up a bit. And for Bitcoin, you got to bring it down. So let's keep this guy clean here. Okay. So EDA for $1. That's how I normalize it. And I just go fetch. The maximum easy for Binance is 500 to the max. So I just want to go fetch that, the second last one here. Well, no, actually, I want to go fetch it comes with 0, right? So that's 500. And so on. And we got the 4 brains. I'm running through these 4 brains. And high, low, close. It's like if the output for the close is, the target is this. Okay, so I train all this for a target like this. And this same on the top here, low brain. I input all this, but the low is the target output for us. But for the brain, that's a target. Okay, and he goes through, yeah. He uses a bias to readjust his target to get as close as possible to the target. And oh, I gotta do some cleaning. My epox time is not set into the app yet. I just wanted to work around it. I sort of cheated my way through, just put, but anyways, and whole bunch of stuff, console log that could be checked line by line for those who want to break their head. I try to name everything like low brain result task, prepare average between the asset low price and the low predicted. So I'm prepare the average. So I'm preparing a line here, and yeah. And in the future, I was thinking of creating, like, turning these into like functions, like, so we can prototype these functions, because basically it's like a copy paste just about, right? Copy paste. It should always be the same if an element, if I get yeah. Again, close. So I'm doing this for the four pieces, the four prices. So I'm getting an average between the real close and the predicted close, and I'm creating a line with that. And that's how you see a bit more scope into the picture here. Like these lines, the blue lines are hooked up with the blue lines, right? But this blue line, this light blue line here, is calculated not with the open, but with the high. So only the red. The red is actually calculated with the black line. This is the only one in here. Is the open is using the open black line. So you'll probably see the red. Red is always in the center between the black and its red line. So if I maybe open it up, it'll be a bit bigger. It's like here, here, and here is this is pretty much a center. Here, here, and here. That's the center. Here, here, that's the center. Okay, so you can tell that it's pretty much a common form of reusing the same mythology or average formula over and over to create a design, a repeated design, so I could use this design to go check other coins also. So, and see how it feels. But boom, boom, boom. All right. And got ether. And they all have pretty much the same thing going. The USDC, and USDC looks like that, and ETA looks like this, and Bitcoin looks like that. Just all right. Ciao, folks.